Erica, and today I'm going to be doing the reading habits tag. I was not tagged by anyone, of course, because I still don't have a lot of friends on this channel, but I'm working on it. I saw this video over on Ariel Bisset's channel, so I'll leave a link to her video down below. And I thought it looked really fun and really interesting. I liked a lot of her answers. Some of them I was just like, oh my gosh. But I was watching it and I was like, I have to do this tag. I do a lot of book tags and I just need to find something else in my life. But I thought this one was really fun, so we're just gonna get right on into it. First question is, do you have a certain place at home for reading? I've answered this question in I think it was my BookTube newbie tag. I honestly read in my room on my bed right here. I think it's a lot cozier and it's more comfortable for me. When I'm at home with my family back in Ohio, I usually read in our den. We have a nice little room that's just right off our kitchen, and it's so cozy in there because we have our gaming consoles and then a nice couch. My cat likes to hang out in there. It's just really cute and cozy, and that's mostly where I read when I'm at home because I don't know, weird to read in my bed when I'm at home, but anywhere else I've lived, I've always felt more comfortable reading on my bed in my room. Question 2 is bookmark or random piece of paper. Okay, this just makes me think of Christine's video. I'll leave a link to Christine's video down below. That's one of my favorite BookTube videos of all time that she's ever done. I will go back and rewatch it a million times. So it's the do it yourself books. Okay, so she has this jingle. Do it yourself bookmarks with Extime. Do it yourself bookmarks with Extime. That was a horrible rendition. I'm sorry, Christine, if you ever see this. But I love that video. When I first watched it, I was like, wow, Christine is so artsy. I can't wait to see her DIY for her making her own bookmarks. I was so ready to get down there, take notes. And then I started watching it, and as soon as it came up with the puppy mark, I was cringing. I couldn't believe it. You guys have to watch it. And then it gets to where she just starts putting random objects in her books. Like a banana she's not gonna eat, a knee brace. It's the funniest video. Christine, I am one of your biggest fans. I love you so much. I love that video. I have showed a bunch of my friends. I will rewatch it a million times. It never gets old. For me, I love having a bookmark. I will use receipts if I find them. If I go to the library and I get a book and they give me the receipt, then I'll just use that if I don't have time to grab a bookmark or I'm running around and haven't grabbed a bookmark. But for the most part, especially since moving here and if I'm reading on the train, I like the little snap magnetic bookmarks. Okay, I don't have all of them here, but my sister got me some of these from Etsy. The account is Nerdy Girl Designs, so check her out. This is the cast of Six of Crows. Just the little magnetic bookmarks, so you can just put on the pages. I like these a lot because they just go over the page and you don't have to worry about it falling out, which is really nice, especially when you're running around. I never want to lose my bookmarks. I've lost a lot of bookmarks. I have Nina and Jesper. But my violin is in a book. I forget which book he's in. I think Game of Thrones. And my Matthias bookmark is still in... He's in a book. I don't know which book he's in. Oh, he's in my Queen of Nothing book. And then I had an Inej bookmark, y'all, but I lost her. I think I must have left her in a library book or something and let it go back into the library. Very sad. My sister got me some more from LitJoy Crate. Right now I just have the Tombstone, but it's a Kaz and Inej set. And my Inej is currently in Queen of Shadows, and my Kaz must be, I think he's in Cinder right now. I don't know, but I have to check because if I lost them, I would cry because these are my new favorite bookmarks ever. I have some bookmarks here from when I went to BookCon and from a bookstore. I have a Hobbit bookmark, and I really like my space bookmark. I have a dinosaur one like this, but I don't know where these are at, honestly. There's my dinosaur bookmark. Here it is. But I always use bookmarks. I don't like just bending the pages. No offense to anyone who does fold the corners and dog-ear their pages, but that's just not for me. I need bookmarks in my life all the time. Question 3. Can you just stop reading, or do you have to stop after a chapter or a certain amount of pages? I used to always have to wait till I stopped at a chapter break, which I still try to do. If I'm close to the end of the chapter and I only have a page or something, okay, I'll just read to the end of the chapter. Lately, I've just been able to just kind of stop at the end of a paragraph and just be okay, I'm done. I'm just gonna close this for right now. Or I get busy and I have to stop, especially if I'm on the train and I get to my destination, I'll be reading and then I'll just be oh my gosh, I'm gonna get there soon, let me just put a bookmark in and then close it, and I'll find where I'm at on the page. If there's a page break but not the chapter break, then I can just stop there. I don't just stop reading in the middle of a sentence or close it, but I try to stop at the end of like a sentence or paragraph. Question 4, do you eat or drink while reading? Not really. I don't really eat or drink while I'm reading. It's kind of distracting to me. Say like I'm eating a snack, but then I get like crumbs on my fingers. I don't like leaving that stuff on my book. I like to keep my books very nice. And drinking, sometimes I'll have like tea or like hot cocoa, but even then that's kind of like annoying because I'll like have to put the book down. I can't just be like holding a book and like trying to drink something. Sometimes I can if like I'm supporting the book really well. It's like a paperback and I just have it in my hands. But normally I'm not eating and drinking while I'm reading. Honestly, I have the worst time with getting anything on my books. It's terrible. Actually, the other day when I was at the gym, when I could still go to the gym, when I was at the gym, I had my book sitting out in like the little cubby where I put my stuff. And I like went and filled my water bottle, and I opened my water bottle, or like I somehow, water just like exploded from my water bottle and onto the book, and I was so mad. And then the same thing, even one day when I was at work, when I was still going to work, I was like cleaning the table and I accidentally sprayed my book. It was just, I'm not good with like beverages near my books or food because I'll get like crumbs on them or something. Like I've honestly gotten like food on a book and I'm just like, wow, I would because I'm eating all the time. So no, I try not to eat and read while I'm reading. Like I'll have a drink maybe sitting next to me, but I'm not going to be constantly like holding my book and trying to drink at the same time. Or like a snack, I'll have to wait until I'm completely done reading to eat my snack, or completely done snacking to read my book. Question 5, multitasking. TV or music while you read? Neither. I get really distracted if there's other noises happening while I'm trying to read. And I'm somebody who, if I'm watching a show or watching a movie, I have to be completely immersed in that art form. And if I'm reading, I have to be completely immersed in that art form. If I listen to music, I'm immersed in that art form. The only time I really have been able to listen to music and read is like if I'm on the train and people are just chatting too much, I'll put my headphones on and I actually listened to the 1917 score while I was reading Dune because Dune was hard to get through. 1917 score is really lovely, but it's not super distracting to me. Like I was able to just kind of focus on the words instead of the music. If I'm listening to Pirates of the Caribbean or The Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, any score like that I'm like super into, I will only be able to listen to the score and not read. I'm such a big music lover. I grew up as a huge band geek. Movie scores affect me a lot. If I'm listening to music, I want to be appreciating the music and fully immersed into the song, especially if it's like a score. With songs with lyrics, then I definitely want to be listening to those for the most part. There are times, obviously, when I'm listening to music as just like a background thing and doing other things, but when it comes to reading, I have to be fully immersed in that world and what's happening in the story, or else my mind will be wandering, I'll be unfocused and not sure what's happening. Even people talking distracts me, so I can't imagine listening to like a whole soundtrack or watching a TV show while I'm reading a book. Question 6, one book at a time or several at once? I used to only read one book at a time. I'd have to sit and finish that book before I allowed myself to pick up anything else. Now I do find myself reading a couple books at a time. It just really depends. Like, right now I'm only focused on Queen of Air and Darkness, but sometimes I will have other books going. If I was like still going to work and everything, I wouldn't really want to carry this book around with me just because it's a hardback and it takes a lot of space in my bag and I don't want it to get ruined. So I would possibly get a book on my Kindle to carry around with me. It just really depends for me. Usually I am kind of a one book person. While I was reading Dune, I did read other books because that book was just really hard for me to get into and I got bored easily, so I was finding other things to read to kind of take a break from Dune and read something more enjoyable to me. So it just really depends on what I'm reading and like the genre, and I don't really want to read a lot of the same genres at the same time because then I'll probably mix up what's happening and like what I'm reading, but I'll read like a thriller with a fantasy or something like that, just something to change it up, but normally I am like a one book at a time person. Question 7, reading at home or everywhere? So I'm somebody who will be carrying a book with me no matter where I'm going. If I ever have downtime or if I'm on the train, I'll definitely be reading. But this makes me kind of sad because I'm just social distancing right now and I'm not leaving my house very often, so... But normally, I do have a book with me no matter where I'm going, but I do like reading at home a lot more. I can pretty much read anywhere, but I do get distracted easily, so reading at home is probably my favorite. Question 8, read out loud or silently in your head? Okay, I am not good at being read aloud to or like reading out loud. It's funny because I'm an actor, so I do read scripts out loud, of course, and I comprehend those just fine. But that's like, they're meant to be read aloud. If I'm reading a book, I cannot read it out loud. Nobody can read it to me. When I'm reading out loud, I'm so focused on the words and what I'm saying rather than like what I'm seeing. When I'm reading it in my head, I can picture everything. I'm focused. I'm not worried about how I'm pronouncing the words and what I'm saying and what's coming up next. It flows so much better in my head. I'll not know what I'm reading when I'm reading it out loud. I'll be reading the words and not sure what's actually happening. That's why I struggled so much in elementary school when our teachers would read aloud to us. I had such a hard time visualizing it because I was just focused on kind of what they were saying and not being able to really see it for myself. I don't know if that makes sense. I struggled so much with my reading comprehension. Even though I was like an advanced reader, I struggled when teachers would read to me and then ask me like what happened. I wouldn't really know what to say and like what happened. That was rough. I have to read it in my head because it just makes more sense to me. Poetry and plays, that type of literature, obviously I can read that aloud and be okay, but with novels I just really have to be focused in reading in my head. Question 9, do you read ahead or even skip pages? Oh my gosh, no way! Okay, actually, that's kind of a lie. Sometimes I do find myself skimming ahead a little bit while I'm reading the page, but I'm not like just gonna skip ahead. I'm gonna go back and read it, but I do kind of sometimes try to see if everything is okay, or I accidentally read ahead and I'm like, oh my gosh, I like spoiled it for myself. I'll go back and read it, but I try not to skip anything. Honestly, I'll read words and then I'll have to go back anyway because I didn't really actually pay attention, so I can't skip ahead. And then with pages, I'll like skip ahead a little bit to see like when the chapter ends. Or I hate spoiling things for myself though, and I find myself doing that all the time. Like even with Queen of Air and Darkness, I like was skimming through it and I saw something and I hurried up and closed it because I was like, did I just spoil something for myself? So I try not to do that because I hate spoilers and I hate when I do that to myself. Ugh, the worst. I usually read pretty much everything in the book for the most part. Question 10. Breaking the spine or keeping it like new. So if it's like one of these mass paperback books, then I don't really care breaking the spine. This one I got at a flea market, so I think it might have already been a little bit broken. This is where the spine is broken right here. There's a couple different spots on where it like gets broken at. It doesn't really bother me with these types of books. Like if it was my Cinder book right now that I have, then I would not really want that. But with mass paperback editions, I don't really care. It makes it a lot easier to read because I'm not just gonna be like sitting here gently trying to open it. Like, nah, I'm gonna be in this book like this. I like keeping my books nice for the most part. With paperbacks, I do kind of enjoy the freedom of being able to just kind of let it flop around. And it just feels better and it makes it for a more enjoyable reading experience, I'd say, when you let yourself just kind of freely read your book. I don't think I broke this spine, but this one is like it's not quite built the same, like it's very smooth. So I mean, I broke the edges a lot, but the spine itself stayed pretty nice somehow while I was reading it because it doesn't really fully open. Like it's very... I remember in elementary school with the library books that we got, I would definitely break the spine on a bunch of those if they weren't already broken. I don't know why I was like obsessed with breaking the spine, like a little bit like crack sound. I don't know, it was just kind of cool to me, but I think I did that to a lot of books and I probably should not have because they weren't mine. It's your own book, do what you want with it. Question 11, do you write in your books? No, not really, not at all actually. I've told myself that I was gonna start like annotating in some of my books, but I just can't do that. I don't know, I mean, I do really like keeping my books super nice. I mean, not all of them, but most of them. Honestly, I could barely find myself making time to write notes in general when it comes to reading, so I don't really like being distracted, and I also just don't want to write in my book. I guess it just became a habit to not do it, so I don't do it. But freely write in your books. If they're your own books, like, just enjoy it. I do like annotated books because I think it's cute and it's like you get to see that person's experience while you're reading it, which would be fun, like to go back and look at that. I'm trying to get better about sticky noting my books too when I take notes, but that's still a work in progress. So I actually really love this tag. I really like watching Ariel's answers for it. It was really fun. It was just an interesting tag. I'm glad I didn't have to grab like a 20 books or like think of a book to do any of this. It was just my own thoughts and my own reading habits that I got to include in the video. That's all I have for you guys today. If you like this video, be sure to give it a nice little thumbs up. If you want to keep following me on this booktube journey, please subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Erica A. Gobble. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you soon with another video. Bye!